Hello everybody. Yeah, I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded. So what? I'm busy at school, I have priorities too. So, as you have guessed, this video is another project video. But before that, let me introduce myself again. My name is Denver President M. Granil of Bamba Vlogs, and I am 18 years old, and I studied at Northern Luzon Adventist College. So, our teacher asked us, what was your community before you were born? Because let's be honest here, our mother or our parents talked about their lives before we were even born. So this is some of the interviews that we have collected from my classmates' parents. So let's get into them. How was our community before I was born? Kay Tagalog yun ah.
Our community before you was born, simple lang. Mga bahay na dito, kukunti pa. Hindi pa marami ang ganong bahay. Mga bahay hindi pa concrete. Made of wood, made of bamboo. Tapos before, halos yung mga tao, kukunti din. Pero as time goes by, dumadami na, syempre. Tapos ang mga bahay, nag-improve na rin kasi yung mga tao nakapag-aral na, nakapag-abroad, nakapag-magandang trabaho, kaya nakapagpatay na rin ng magandang bahay. Tapos yung mga dati, yung mga kalsada, hindi pa simentado. Pero dahil na nga ng technology at mga dumanda ng mga roads dito, pati sa communication, nagkaroon na ng wifi, before wala. Kaya dati ang mga bata, na naglalaro diyan, ngayon puro na cellphone. Tapos ang mga space natin dito sa community natin, na rin, dumami na rin ang mga tao, dumami na rin ang mga bahay. Yun.
Pero yung tanong nga lang, Mer, yung sasakyan natin noon, wala bang masyadong sasakyan noon?
Wala pa gaano. Ang mode of transportation lang namin dati, tricycle. Ngayon, marami na nagmumotor.
Wala na nagkakarabaw?
Oo, madalang yung mga sasakyan dito. Siyempre, dahil nag-improve na nga ang way of living, yung iba nakapagtrabaho, nakapagtapos, o di-afford na nilang bumili ng sasakyan, mga motor. Yan, katingnan mo, mandami-dami ng mga motor dito. Dati nga lang, tatlo nga lang ang nagpapasada ng tricycle eh.
Thank you, Mami. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You mean that girl, Hannah? Yeah, we've been talking a lot. Why? What? She's 12? But she told me she was 18! No, I'm not a pedophile. I didn't even know. What? No. Don't. No. Damn it.
So question number 1 po is, what significant changes or developments have occurred in your barangay or community over the past decade?
Okay. Actually, I stayed here in Atancio for 17 years. But at present, for the last 3 years, we are not staying or residing at Poblacion Norte, Sison, Pangasinan. And the development I've seen in our barangay now where we are residing is cementing the road, but actually it's just a part of it. I think that was a year ago, and they are making some construction again today. I hope they can finish it, but it's just part of the road we have there in our barangay. That's the only development I can find in our place for the last 3 years.
Question number 2, how has the quality of life, infrastructure, and basic services evolved in your barangay?
Okay, for example, in healthcare, I think the BHW, Barangay Health Workers, are very active also there. If ever there are blessings, ayuda coming from, they come and inform us, give us sometimes. Another thing is when there are bakuna for children, And for the adult, I mean the senior citizen, they also inform. So we have that, at least in that area, the barangay is so much concerned. In terms of education, I think there is no such as program for education in the area, because I can observe that many of our young people are not studying. Many of them are just, we call them standby there in the area. And there are, disparity between rich and parang napakalayo ang so it's really very hard. And concerning education, I think many are not grabbing the opportunity to study here at Enlac. Napakalapit lang, di ba? The school is very near from that barangay, but I think they do not know about us. So that's part of education. But I can find also a lot of, children roaming around the place in our barangay, and many of them I think are not attending school. Yeah, that's the problem there in terms of education. In other developments, I cannot find infrastructure, cannot find any progress in our barangay as of this time. Yes.
So question number 3 po is, what community programs, initiatives, or events have been implemented to address local needs and concerns?
Community service. First, to address the needs. Yes, firstly, I can find and have seen our fellow barangay mates in the area having community services, cleaning. They have scheduled cleaning. I think yun po yata that's the concern of everyone, to clean up the area. So the clean up drive is also a concern for everyone, because if the surroundings is clean, eventually people are also healthy. What other areas? I think the barangay is also having feeding program. The BSW is doing this for our children. I think that's the only thing I can find in our barangay concerning that area.
So question number 4.
Yes.
What are the current strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges facing your barangay community today?
Okay. The strength is people are connected. The rich and poor are friends. That's how I observe our place. But the very weakness is, I think, we lack employment in the area that our barangay is divided. The southern part are rich people, and in our area, many of them are poor. And they are just roaming around, or they are just sitting there beside the road from morning until evening. They are not doing anything. So I think that should be addressed by the government or the barangay itself, so that our people there will be given chances to survive. Okay, that's I think that's the weakness I can find there.
So,
Thank you, sir.
thank you po. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Your question is, how was our community before I was born? You were born on May 27, 2007 at Baisa, Caloocan City. It has undergone significant changes since 2007. Here's a snapshot of our community before you were born. In infrastructure and development, roads, fewer roads and less traffic compared today. Housing, more open spaces with fewer high-rise buildings and residential complexes. Commercial establishments, fewer shopping malls, restaurants, and convenience stores. Community and lifestyle, tighter-knit community, neighbors knew each other, and community events were more frequent. Traditional practices, fiestas, parades, and other cultural celebrations were more prominent. Less technology, limited internet access, fewer mobile phones, and no social media. In economic and education, economic growth, Caloocan City was experiencing steady economic growth with new businesses and industries emerging. Education, access to quality education was improving with new schools and universities being built. Environment and health, cleaner environment, less pollutions, more trees, and cleaner air. Healthcare, access to quality healthcare was limited with fewer hospitals and medical facilities. That's all.
So that's pretty much the end of our interview. So I hope you enjoyed that. So officer, I swear I didn't know that was her age. Yeah, I don't give a damn. You're getting locked up. Well, guys, as I said, thanks for watching and see you in 60 years.